John, a 9-year-old boy, is taken to his primary care physician, Dr. Lee, by his mum for a consultation. She reports that John developed a rash on his legs a week ago. Initially, she thought it was flea or spider bites because he had been in contact with dogs over the weekend in the city outskirts, but John did not seem to scratch the lesions. The use of calamine and topical antihistamines had not reduced the rash. In fact, the rash had increased and bruises had also appeared. In addition, John started to complain of pain in his knees and stomach. John's mother reports no additional signs or symptoms, and past medical or family history is unremarkable. Dr. Lee is pretty sure that John is suffering from a type of rheumatological disorder called Henoch-Schönlein purpura, based on the symptoms and the physical examination. But because she had never seen an actual patient with this condition, she needs a quick confirmation before she communicates the diagnosis to John and his mother. She logs into Clinical Key, pre-filters by multimedia, and types in rash 9-year-old arthralgia. Immediately, she obtains a series of images which she examines in detail until she finds the one which resembles her patient's condition. She clicks on View in Source at the bottom of the image and is taken to a clinical overview, a type of content that provides quick access to the latest information available on the disease in a summarized format. She first clicks on the tab Diagnosis, where she confirms that John's clinical presentation matches the signs and symptoms presented in patients with Henoch-Schönlein purpura. Then she clicks on the tab Synopsis and is relieved to read under the main key points that it is a self-limiting condition, but understands that she needs to be aware of signs of renal involvement, as there is a chance of developing acute renal failure during the acute phase of illness. In Diagnostic Procedures, under Diagnosis, she reads that although no disease-specific laboratory test exists to confirm the diagnosis, baseline laboratory tests, including a complete blood count and urinalysis, should be done to assess the extent of renal involvement and rule out other diseases. Finally, she clicks on Treatment and reads about the treatment options, which consist of supportive care, rest, hydration, and pain relief at this stage of the disease. Dr. Lee orders the laboratory tests suggested in the Diagnostic Procedures section of the clinical overview. While John and his mum await the results, Dr. Lee takes the opportunity to hand them a patient education brochure she obtained from Clinical Key to inform them on the condition John has. When the labs arrive, Dr. Lee rules out the presence of renal involvement, therefore confirms the diagnosis of Henoch-Schönlein purpura and confidently sends the patient home. However, not before scheduling follow-up visits every week until week 4 to monitor the development of renal manifestations and resolution of nephritis, as recommended in the references included in the clinical overview. Using Clinical Key, Dr. Lee, a family practitioner, was able to rapidly and confidently diagnose her patient, create an appropriate follow-up plan, and avoid the need to request unnecessary tests and a referral to a specialist. She also instilled confidence in both her patient and her patient's mother by giving sound, trusted information on this infrequent disease.